Hello, and welcome back to our 30 days of holiday prep. Here on the Mod Assistants YouTube channel, we are posting every day from Black Friday up until Christmas Eve, and every video is going to be something that can help you within your household to be better prepared for the holiday season. We will link the playlist below and up here in the cards if you'd like to run through all of the videos we have thus far. And be sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss all of the great upcoming content we have. Today's going to be a really fun and somewhat different video for us because we're going to be walking through a board that we created on our Pinterest page that is all about a cozy holiday home. We will also link in the description box below this Pinterest board so you can head over and look through the photos and shop on your own pace. But in today's video, we're going to go through these 5 themes for holiday decor. Just if you're looking for a little bit of inspiration and you're not sure where to start with your holiday decor this year, maybe you have what you've had in the past, but you want to switch it up and stick more to a solid theme. We're going to go over 5 of our favorite themes. Let's start with a neutral holiday home. This type of decor theme will fit you if you are someone who is more of a minimalist with your decor pieces. You find that you like colors and themes that are calming, and you're one to say that simple is best. If these things describe how you like to decorate your home, a neutral holiday theme is probably best for you. It is also something that is really easy because it's going to blend into your current decor really easily. Likely all of your neutral holiday decor is going to match what you already have in your home. So let's go through some specific examples and let's talk about the tree. Something that is absolutely great for this theme is that you could have an almost completely bare tree. As you can see here, this tree only has some lights on it. There is no over the decorations, lots of colors. It is a bare tree with some warm lights on it, bringing in that warm white color, but also letting the natural color of the tree shine through. If you want to step up the tree a little bit, we completely understand. You want it to be a little bit more glam, but still fit into this neutral decor theme. This is a really great example. Again, the tree has some slight flocking on it, and they have used gold, light brown, beige, white accents throughout. This is a really good example of taking this minimalist natural theme, but kicking it up just a notch, making it a little bit more glam if that's something you'd like to have in your holiday home. One last tree here we have for inspiration for a neutral holiday theme. We love this tree because the colors are very grounding and natural. There's a lot of browns, greens, some golds, but they're a lighter, more antique gold, nothing too bright and over the top. Let's talk tablescape. We love this example of a tablescape because, like we talked about earlier, it was likely very easy for them to bring in the holiday decor and mix it in what they already had in their dining room. They're using plain white plates and plain white linens. That was likely something they already had on hand. And their chairs fit really well into this natural aesthetic that we're going for. And it looks like they simply added some greens on the table, some nice off-white candles, a few gold trees and accents. But overall, this is a really classy way to do a tablescape in this neutral home theme. And lastly, presents. If you want to keep your gift wrap within this same neutral theme, you're not going to want to go out and get the brightest colored wrapping paper that you find at the store. That's just not going to fit with the theme. So we have a couple examples. This first one here is just using an off-white and a nice neutral brown paper. We really like that they incorporated the brown twine as opposed to a bright colored ribbon to stick with that natural theme. Here's another great example of some neutral wrapping paper ideas. Here they leaned a little bit more towards the off-white, again, kind of that neutral theme but glammed up a bit, while also using that same brown burlap color. So this is going to fit a little bit more if you did decide to decorate the tree a little bit more glam, like we talked about with the earlier example. We think this will fit well with that. But really just keeping it to neutral paper, neutral ribbons, keeping it with the off-whites and beiges, that will really stick with the theme when it comes to wrapping your gifts for this neutral holiday. Now let's talk red and white. This is going to be a little bit more fun, but an option outside of sticking with your traditional red and green. A red and white theme for your holiday decor is going to be light and airy, whimsical. Think winter wonderland with some pops of red throughout. We also see a lot throughout these inspiration photos that remind us of a candy cane. We're getting candy cane vibes. So if that is the kind of vibe you want for your holiday home, a red and white theme is going to be a great idea. We also learned as we were doing some research that red and white is the classic Scandinavian Christmas colors. So if that is something in your heritage, or maybe just a fun fact you want to break out when you have guests over, a red and white theme is going to fit with that traditional Scandinavian decor. As we're going through the inspiration photos, we want to start here because this gives a full overview of what your living room could look like with this red and white Christmas theme. As you see, the Christmas tree is very red and white, lots of pops of color. You can barely see the green underneath. And then they have the red pillows, red blankets, red stockings, red wreath, just dispersed throughout the home. What's nice here is if you do have a very neutral decor to start off with, that is your everyday year-round decor, and instead of leaning into the neutral, you really do want to bring in pops of color, this photo is great for inspiration. It is a neutral rug, neutral couch, neutral chairs, neutral wall color. Everything is all in the same color family, and that makes the red pop even more, and it just makes it really fun and whimsical. Now let's talk Christmas tree. We have a lot of fun options to show you. We're going to start off here with this because it's really basic. So if you want to stick to a basic Christmas tree, this is a great idea. We think it is really important to go with a flocked tree for this red and white theme. The green of the Christmas tree is not going to clash, but if you have a very bright green tree, you're going to lean more towards a red and green theme as opposed to red and white. So this flocked tree, they decorated really, really simply with just some red berries. And that's actually something we saw throughout all of our inspiration photos. Red berries were used a lot in this type of theme, and that's a really affordable, easy decor piece that you can add all throughout the house. This tree here is beautiful, but a little bit of a step up. So again, we see a flocked tree, we see those red berries, but we also see some large ornaments, red, golds, silvers, whites used throughout the tree. Silver and gold accents can work within the red and white theme as long as they are not too bright. So you don't want to add in a bright gold or a dark antique gold. Something that will blend in can absolutely work and still stick with this red and white theme. Here's another tree that we found to just be really fun. If you have young kids in the house and you just want to have a fun Christmas tree, this is such a great example. And like we talked about earlier, gives us the candy cane vibes. So this tree is again flocked, and they used bright red ornaments and actually mixed in some white and some pink here. We also love their use of the red and white striped ribbon throughout the tree. That is such a fun accent that you can add to the tree that will bring in texture, color, and just something a little bit different from what you see on a traditional Christmas tree. One more thing we want to bring attention to is the gift wrapping. A red and white themed gift wrap is going to be really easy for you to execute with any of the wrapping paper you find in your local store. It's going to be really easy. But a lot of the times, those wrapping papers are very busy. They have a lot of pattern to them, a lot of color, and sometimes that's going to be a little bit too much if you already have a lot going on your tree. So we love this example of a more traditional vintage way to wrap your presents. Plain white wrapping paper with just a simple red bow. So beautiful and classic and looks perfect underneath a tree that already has a lot going on. It's not going to take away from that decor on your tree. Now let's talk silver and gold. And as we are browsing through this Pinterest board, all we can think about is the silver and gold song from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed classic cartoon. That might just be us, but all we can think of is the silver and gold song. But we love the silver and gold theme because it can be very timeless if done minimally and can have a very sophisticated look. But you can take a different route with silver and gold and it can be an all-out glitzy glam Christmas. When people think silver and gold decorations, you probably think one or the other. And that's something that's really nice about it, is that you have that versatility with your decorations. So if one year you want to keep it more timeless looking with antique metallic tones, and a white palette with just some metallic accents, great, go for it. But then the next year, if you want to just glam it up a little bit more, you can add in some bright gold colors, some really shiny silver, and you're still using some of the same decor pieces, but you're getting a different vibe year to year. So don't be afraid to lean into the silver and gold. We want to start with the Christmas tree. And again, we have several options for you. We love this option here because it incorporates both silver and gold. A lot of what we were finding was either silver or either gold, and we think you can absolutely mix both colors and still have it look really nice and cohesive. As you can see with this tree, we have a flocked tree to again give that white coloring, that neutral base, and they mixed in large gold ornaments along with some small gold and silver. And that is really what they stuck to. Just the round ball ornaments. They didn't mix in a lot of different shapes or colors or ribbons. They kept it really simple with the choice of ornaments, and that's why it works so well together. If you are leaning more towards the silver in this is a great way to do a silver Christmas tree. This one leans silver, white with really some pops of blue. This tree does lean far from gold accents, but we wanted to include it because we really liked how they incorporated the different shapes within the tree. If you have all different shapes and sizes of things, that really does add some interest, some layers into the tree. So here they did use some white ornaments, some light baby blue ornaments. They have some silver snowflakes throughout, and again, all on that base of a flocked tree. Some of the ornaments in there do lean a little bit gold, so this might have some gold to it as well, but it overall leans more on the silver side of things. And then if gold is what you are looking for, here's an example of what we talked about earlier with that all-out glitzy gold theme. This is so fun. You really can go over the top with your holiday decor and still be fun. That's what the holidays are for, to go over the top. So this tree is such a perfect example of that with the bright yellow gold all the way throughout. You can't even see most of the tree. That's how much is on this tree, and it is fun. It is, of course, for the right person. This is not going to be for everybody, but if this is your vibe when it comes to Christmas decor, we love this tree as inspiration. Now let's talk other accent pieces for around the home. These little Christmas towns have become really popular throughout the last several years. And usually what you're going to find are plain white houses for these little neighborhoods that you can build for your Christmas decor. But we love this one because it is a glitzy silver home with the gold accents of trees. So mixes the silver and the gold really well. We also love that there is light coming from within the homes because that brings through that warm yellow tone, again working with the gold accents. So these are really fun if you were looking at this trend of creating little Christmas village within your home, but this one is a little bit glitzier with this sparkly silver homes. Something else we noticed with the silver and gold decor theme is the use of ornaments throughout other places in the home, so not just on the tree. And this is because silver and gold ornaments are going to be really easy to come by. That's pretty classic for Christmas decor, so you'll likely be able to find them easily in any of the home stores around you or easily order them online. But it doesn't have to stop at your tree. You could use them throughout the home. Here they show a bunch of ornaments and decor pieces in a large antique looking bowl. Keep this out on your countertop and it just brings that little bit of glitz and glam into the kitchen. We also see ornaments used here on a 2-tier platter, and this one leans a little bit more silver. It's bright and glistening, but it's another way to use those ornaments in other places of your home. And lastly, we saw ornaments and flocked pine cones used here in simple, clear vases. This is going to be a great affordable decoration, somewhat DIY. Just take some silver, white, possibly gold ornaments that you can find at your local Target. Flocked pine cones are probably very easy to find as well, and these large, tall vases are again easy to find at a Michael's, a Joann Fabrics, one of those types of stores. And they can be used all year round for decor, or you can keep it specific for your holiday. But this is a really easy decor piece to throw together and put throughout the home. Okay, this is a fun one. We're going to talk about gingham and plaid as your holiday decor theme. This is something you don't always see, but as you look through our board here, how fun is this to incorporate gingham or plaid throughout the home? It just really adds such a fun pattern. And if you already have a lot of plain red, plain green decor, and you just want to switch it up a little bit this year, adding in a few pieces that are this Christmas plaid is going to switch up your decor a little bit this year. And the easiest way we've found to add in this pattern is with textiles, is with pillows, blankets, linens for your holiday table. That is going to be the easiest way for you to introduce this theme into the decor you already have. Now, when we're talking about the Christmas tree, it's going to take a little bit more dedication to find ornaments that match with a red plaid theme or a gingham theme. They are absolutely out there. We're not saying they're not, but they're likely something you're going to have to specially order or order online, possibly not something you're going to find in the local store. But if this theme is what you want to go for full force, then absolutely it's out there. You just have to spend a little time looking. Now, if you want to go a little bit easier, the best way to incorporate is with some ribbon. Now, a Christmas plaid or a gingham ribbon is going to be much easier to find. That will likely be at your local Michael's. And incorporating ribbon into your Christmas tree decor is something that we're really seeing a lot of and we love. So if you already have a lot of red and green ornaments, maybe you did a red and green theme last year, just pick up some ribbon for a few dollars, place it throughout the tree, and it completely changes the vibe of your Christmas tree. Another way to easily incorporate this theme is with your gift wrapping. Again, finding this pattern in ribbon is going to be really easy. So you can utilize that same ribbon that you put on the tree into your gift wrapping, and that will tie everything together. So stick with a plain background wrapping paper, a plain brown, a plain white or off-white, and then just incorporate some of that gingham or plaid ribbons to wrap around, to place on top, and there you go. You've incorporated the theme into your gift wrapping. Here's another really great option. We're loving this more vintage rustic look with the red and the black gingham ribbon, and it's really nice how they incorporated some green into this as well. Something else we noticed a lot when we were doing research for this theme is the use of the red truck. It seems to be that the red truck decor piece tends to come up a lot when we're talking about gingham or plaid pieces. So just something to keep in mind. Here is an actual plaid wrapping paper. So if you're lucky enough to find something like this and this fits in with your theme, it makes it really easy because you just need that wrapping paper, maybe tie a nice burlap bow around it like we see here, and there you go. Your gifts are done. And the last thing we want to talk about for the gingham plaid decor trend is tablescape. because we saw a lot of tablescape options when we're looking at this theme. And again, here we see that red truck. The red truck with the tree in the back, that is just the perfect fit for this theme. But here they kept the table really simple and really more rustic with the use of the wood platter underneath the plates and some wood candles. We love the red and black gingham tablecloth, and they have the trees as well. That could be a DIY, really easy DIY if you find some fabric that fits the pattern you're going for in your theme. Here's another tablescape where they just added one piece, one thing on this table, and it kicks it up a notch. If you didn't have the table runner on this table, it would be a simple green and white neutral themed tablescape, which would be beautiful. And if that's what you did last year, you already have every other piece to this tablescape. All you need is that runner, and that could probably be found really easily in the form of a fabric. If you needed to DIY a table runner yourself, you could likely find a fabric and create that table runner all on your own. And lastly, here's the tablescape that's a little bit more fun. They really went for it with this tablescape, so this is going to take a little bit more for you to buy specific pieces, but they went for that theme with a black and white buffalo table runner and a black and white buffalo plate, and then incorporated red throughout. So if you want to have a little bit more fun with it, this is a really nice inspiration. And last but not least, we have the traditional red and green. We did not want to skip this one. Yes, it has been seen before. Yes, we probably don't need a lot of inspiration photos for a red and green Christmas, but it is a classic for a reason. If you are someone that wants to be festive, you really think the more the merrier. I want that classic Christmas. It never goes out of style. This is a good theme for you. The good thing about red and green decor is, of course, it is really easy to find. It's going to be really easy to incorporate because it is such a classic. It's going to be a really good fit, we believe, for a rustic farmhouse or a cozy cabin vibe, just bringing in some pops of color from red or green. We want to start here with this picture because it is truly all out. I mean, this is just red and green from head to toe. So if you wanted some inspiration to go all out with your Christmas decor, here you go. You don't get more classic Christmas than this. But of course, that's not going to be for everybody. So let's take it down a notch. And we love this red and green themed entryway piece that trails up the staircase. This seems to just be a really simple green garland, and mixed in they added some bright red Christmas bulbs and some pine cones. Here's another great example of red and green theme, but this one is going to be a little bit more festive, more childlike, more magical. So if you have young kids in the house, this is probably going to be more their vibe because you have lots of color, lots of bright red, bright green, and just lots of ornaments in general. This might be too much for some people, but if you're someone who wants to just have a lot of that fun kid-like decor, this is a really nice example of that. We really like this example of red and green theme because it shows you how red and green, just a few pieces, can really add a pop of color. So here you just have a simple white couch, or simple off-white couch, off-white blankets, and very minimal decor. But as you can see, just adding a few pillows in that bright red and green color family is going to add so much fun with minimal effort. So if you would like to add some decor, but you don't want to think too much about it, just adding in some red and green pillows can make all the difference. Now let's talk Christmas tree. Again, we have a few examples. This one here is a little bit more classic, more traditional. They really stuck with the red and green theme. You don't see a lot of other colors in this picture, just red bulbs, just green bulbs, and then some red berries and some green snowflakes. They also incorporated some pattern here with a green ribbon. So if you really want to go all out with all red and green, this tree decoration looks really great. Then we have a more fun, whimsical option here with lots of bright red and green. So as you can see, the tone, the color of the red and green really does make a difference. In this tree, it is bright red and bright green, and they also mixed in some pattern with the ribbons. But this, compared to the last tree we looked at that had a deeper red and a deeper green color to it, really changed the whole vibe of the tree. So as you're picking out your decor in the red and green theme, think about how bright the actual physical color is, because that's really going to make a difference in the end. And as we're talking about color, we loved this picture of this tree because it goes to show how you can do a darker tree in a darker room and it still looks great. A lot of the times when we see a darker room, darker decor, they will go with a brighter tree to really get that contrast. You'll see a bright white flock tree with some gold accents. But here they kept it dark. They did not do any flocking, so the tree is still that dark green, and they just added in red. But again, not a bright red, a deeper, softer red throughout the tree with red bows and red Christmas balls. So they really did a great job with keeping this dark and fitting the vibe of the room, but still making it look elegant. Now let's talk tablescape. This has to be one of our favorites because it is really simple. They have a plain burlap colored tablecloth. This might even be paper. It's a little hard for us to tell, but putting paper down is a great option if you're going to have a lot of kids at the table. And they brought in some red napkins and then a simple piece of garland that goes down the middle that is mostly green with some pops of red berries, and just added some candles in the middle for some color and some height. Really nice, simple, classic Christmas tablescape. This tablescape incorporates a little bit more. There's more happening here. So if this is more your vibe, you want to have lots of pieces, lots of accents on the table, this is a really good example. We really love that they again incorporated the red berries, and we love that the green plates are a muted green. So the green doesn't overpower the red. It really feels like they stuck with a classic cozy cabin type feel with this tablescape while still incorporating bright colors like red and green. And lastly, presents. Just like we talked about with our red and white theme, finding wrapping paper for red and green themed holiday is going to be really easy. That's going to be in every single store. But if you don't want to go with those bright colors, those bright patterns, you'd rather lean towards a deeper red or a deeper green, this is a really nice option. So here they went with a simple light brown wrapping paper and tied around this gorgeous scarlet red ribbon. This has to be one of our favorite wrapping paper ideas that we found when we were researching these decor themes. It just is so classic and beautiful, but still incorporating the red and green theme, but doing it in a more muted, more classic way. And one more example here of wrapping paper to fit into the red and green theme. It's not too bright, but it's a little bit more fun because they incorporated the candy canes and the candy cane colored ribbon. The brown background of the wrapping paper, but a little bit of fun with some greenery and a candy cane on top. So this is a great option, not too over the top, but really leaning into that red and green theme in a more fun, youthful way. And that is it for our video all about decor ideas. We hope going through our Pinterest board with you gave you some ideas if you are looking to put a theme together for your holiday decor for the upcoming season. Sometimes it's nice to just look through some photos, gain some inspiration, and talk through and plan through what you want to do before you head out shopping. That way you can stick to a list. You're not getting distracted by everything you come across at your local store. You know you're going to stick to one theme and you only buy pieces that fit with your theme. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel before you head out. We have so many more videos coming up in our 30 days to holiday prep, and we would love to have you along for the ride. We'll see you in tomorrow's video.